Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of the City Confessions. I'm actually so excited because we have Michelle Lin. She is the owner of the nail brand Mooncat. All of their nail polishes are vegan and cruelty-free. If you're watching this on YouTube, I actually have fake halo on right now, which is perfect for the holidays. But before we get started, I want to obviously welcome Michelle. How are you? And thank you so much for being on.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on, Marianne. It's a pleasure.
So I read a little bit about your story, but of course, I want you to tell the audience what you think is valuable to know about your background. Just tell us about who you are and your background.
Okay, so yeah, my name's Michelle. I'm the founder CEO of Mooncat. We're a nail brand that makes really unique special effects nail polish that's all inspired by something that's out of this world, like art or history or mythology. And I actually immigrated here to the United States from Taiwan to start this business. So it's quite a journey. First gen immigrant, really like adapting to American life. I think it's been like 10 years now since I've been here. So it's been quite a journey. And yeah.
That is so amazing. I want to know, when did you have the idea of starting a nail brand? And did you always grow up like wanting to be an entrepreneur, or where did that come from?
I don't think I like chose to be an entrepreneur. It just kind of happened. So I was in college and I found that I really had a difficult time in the academic environment. I didn't know why. Like I just couldn't sit still. I felt like I had to do something. And while like I got good grades, it really felt like it was like crushing my soul. So I actually dropped out of college to start a business and I convinced my brother to like run a business with me. First idea didn't work out. It was basically like what Pinterest is today, but obviously Pinterest took over. But throughout that time of like trying our own startup, I found myself like painting my nails a lot. And it was because I was like stressed out and that was like my stress relief and my creative like outlet. And as I was doing that, I learned a lot of things about the market that I felt that there was a big opportunity on and I wanted to solve my own need for. Like, first of all, I like to buy things online. This was a time like 10 years ago when Amazon was starting to take off. You could buy everything online. You could buy like a pillowcase and it'd show up on your doorstep. But when it came to things like beauty products and nail polish, there wasn't really a market for that. And if there was, it was quite boring and transactional. And I wanted more like soul and life in like a nail brand. So we ended up completely pivoting and launching a nail company called Live Love Polish at the time. Spent like 5 minutes coming up with a name. That's why we ended up rebranding to Mooncat eventually. But yeah, it started out with just us packing everything ourselves in like a tiny apartment, writing answers to customer service emails. I remember when we had to hire our first employee to like help us pack orders and everything. I was more nervous interviewing the person than they were being interviewed. It was so funny, but it's come a long way now.
So tell me about the name Mooncat. What does that mean?
So in the process of rebranding, what I really wanted to do was capture a brand that was authentic to who I was and not something that was like businessy or I thought would reflect what the market wanted or trends or anything. I was just like, I'm cutting out the outside world. This is like me, who I am, what I want. How do I capture that? And a lot of random names came up, like Moonchild was actually one of them, kind of the vibe of like being a dreamer. But I just felt like that was still kind of missing a punch. And I don't know what it was. I think I was in the shower one day. And you know how like the best ideas come out in the shower. That like Mooncat phrase just got in my head. I was like, I love this because you kind of get a vibe from the name of what the brand is. I love cats. I have a cat. Her name's Watermelon. She's super cute. And it was catchy. Like it's not something you'll ever forget, super easy to pronounce no matter what country you're from. And it just like stuck. I just knew that was a name and it became the name.
Yeah, it's definitely memorable for sure. So I don't know if you would say it's the tagline or the motto, but you also have, I guess, like put it out there, the phrase "weirdos, welcome home." I love that because I'm an Aquarius and I think we are the most Okay, I had a feeling, but I didn't want to be wrong. But we're the most weirdest sign out of the zodiac, just like super rebellious,
Yep.
make our own rules, like very just out there. So I love that phrase, and it's like very inclusive as well. So I'm curious to know, with Mooncat, I think social media played a huge role in its brand awareness. Can you talk about that? And have you always, was it natural for you to be on social and showcasing the nails? And I know like reels, that blew up a few years ago. So I want to know the role of social media in Mooncat's success.
It's been probably the biggest driver of our success because I think social media is actually the perfect messaging ground for our message.
Yes.
People who struggle to feel a sense of belonging often go online to find niche communities or groups where they can feel a sense of belonging. So I think our message just hit hard really easily from the beginning. And mind you, there's a lot of people out there who don't like it, who don't like agree with it. But I think the whole point of branding is being very clear about what you stand for. If someone doesn't like it, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Social media played a big role because I feel like, especially through Instagram and TikTok, you can just get a vibe and pick up on a brand and its message without needing to write an essay about it. And when at our Instagram feed, it's kind of like, oh, okay, they're like a little different, but like I like it. I relate to it. I feel this in my soul. So that's really what we've tried to achieve through social media. As you've seen, I'm also very active in like the content creation. That's super important to me because for anything we do in the business, no matter how big it gets, I very much value like having a direct line with the customer, having that skin in the game, never losing sight of what it feels like to be doing the work and what my employees have to go through on a daily basis. I need that connection to the product, the result. So that's why I'm still actively create content, even though we have a wonderful community of creators who also make stuff for us. I just never want to lose that touch and connection.
I love how involved you are with the brand and the community, because I think as a brand that grows, it is so easy to outsource. It is so easy to hire other people. But I feel like your brand is your baby. And the fact that you're still putting effort into maintaining that is such an incredible part of your business.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, what has been the biggest challenge thus far? I know that you've had the other brand, or you guys rebranded. It's been 10 years, correct? So it's definitely been a journey in the making. But has there been one very low point that you can recall where it was your rock bottom that you can talk about?
I would say that challenge for me has definitely just been mental health and like leadership. I'm a sensitive soul. I have ADHD, a lot of anxiety, so mental health has always been a struggle with me. On top of that, I'm also like a woman leader. I was raised with very Taiwanese values, and you pull that into like American culture where the stereotype of a CEO is someone who's like super alpha. That's not me. And so I guess like the lowest for me has been trying to find my voice, my place, and be true to myself while also feeling confident about the way that I lead, which is different, I think, from how people expect a leader to lead.
I admire that so much. And I'm so happy you brought the topic up, because I did see your story highlight just opening up about mental health. And for those who know me personally, I'm a huge advocate for that as well, which is why I also started this podcast, because I wanted to strip away the layers of these amazing guests and get to know them for who they are at their core. And more often than not, it's not what you expect or see on social, right? I'm sure people can come on your page and think, wow, she's a badass, Forbes 30 under 30, like super successful. She must just have it all and feel so happy. But you made it clear that that's not always the case, and that you're also going through personal struggles and kind of normalizing that and making yourself human. So I love that you opened up about that. Do you think your audience or followers have reacted positively to that? And what has the response been like?
I hope they have. And the people who have replied have been super supportive and understanding. I think because of the values of Mooncat's brand and what it stands for, you tend to attract people who are very compassionate and understanding of that. But I was so terrified to share that. I wanted to share something because clearly I've been posting less and just less engaged, and I didn't want people to think, especially customers, to think that I just didn't care anymore, because that wasn't the case. But I really needed some space to focus on my mental health and to breathe. Social media gets so overwhelming. And so I just poured my heart out spontaneously. I think it was on a weekend, and there was an outpouring of support. I literally bawled my eyes out, cried, because it was really sweet, the support. But like, I think that to a lot of people out there, me doing this might be a sign of weakness, being too vulnerable. But I've learned to just not care, because like, this is who I am. This is how I want to lead. And the people who get it will get it, like yourself.
Yeah. No, vulnerability is so, so beautiful. I think it is a superpower. So fuck the haters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to segue to talk more about like the nail polish business, since I don't know anything about it. I just know, if it looks good, it's beautiful. And I've actually, just to let you know, I've been taking the ones that I received to my nail salon, and I've been using it. And there were a lot of people who were, looking at me, and they're like, oh, because the packaging is so unique. And they were asking me about the brand. And some of the workers wanted to showcase it to the owners so they can carry it. But we can have a talk offline about that.
So sweet.
Yeah. And no, I love it. So tell me about the process. Let's say you have an idea today. Walk me through what happens from the idea to the execution to the final product.
Okay, so I would say there's like, we usually launch like a collection every month. Right. And there are usually two ways the collections get inspired. Like, sometimes there's a very, very specific color and product type I really want to create, and it'll start from there. Sometimes it comes from like a story of like, Atlantis. There was like a phase when I was really into like Atlantis, underwater water stuff. I was obsessed with that. And we ended up just creating the colors to kind of fit that. It was like, oh, how do we capture the magicalness? It has to be magnetics. We need a specific shade of blue. So it kind of depends. Also, we have like this Magritte collection based on the artist, surrealist artist, favorite painter. I was like, obviously, we need a collection. And a lot of it was about matching the painting colors almost exactly to like be true to the artist. And I work with a product developer to basically get the colors like perfect. And then we also have a team of chemists who help like refine the formulas, make it like super durable. So yeah.
So how long does that take though, from start to end? You said, because if you're launching one a month, you must be doing multiple.
Yeah, we're planning way into like 2023. We already started talking about December, but I would say 6 months is like the typical life cycle for something that's more like the partnership we did with Disney, for example. That's going to take at least a year.
Right. And have you ever experienced a creative rut, or are you just like a machine of constant and consistent new ideas?
So I would say usually I don't run into creative ruts, but there's a collection we're working on. I can't talk about it yet. I actually am not. It's so hard. It's so challenging. And once the time comes around, I'll reveal. But yeah.
And
but yes.
And how big is your team?
So the core Mooncat brand team, I'd say, is around like 10 people.
Okay.
I lose track of remember all the names, but then I never count the number.
Yeah. Okay. And then tell me about some, I guess, nail tips, because there are people who, like you kind of taught yourself, and it was due to the fact that it was probably therapeutic. It helped you, and it's all about practice. Yeah. Then there are people like me who love just getting the nails done, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as the holidays are coming up, and it's going to be cold, people are probably going to stay home more often than the summer and the spring, and maybe they want to do their nails, do a little self-care at home. What are your top nail care tips?
Oh my God, I have so many. When is this episode being released?
Literally next week. So December like 12.
Okay. Because next Friday we actually have a product being released, which is cuticle oil.
Perfect. Yes, this will go out live literally the week of.
Number one question that I always get asked is like, how do you get your nails so long and healthy?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the answer. It's just I haven't been able to say because we've been testing it for like a year now. But it is, you have to constantly be like hydrating your nails with a high quality cuticle oil that has ingredients that are very rich in every single vitamin and antioxidants. So we came up with something that has marula oil, argan oil, jojoba, vitamin E, because I found that that's like the most powerful blend from a lot of my own concoctions and testing. So that helps strengthen, grow your nails so that you can have like really strong, healthy nails that don't break. And then in terms of like actually painting and applying your nails, I know one of the challenges people always run into is like shaky hands and making a mess. I don't know that there's a way around that other than just practice, practice, practice. But there are ways that you can get your manicure to last longer. So one thing I always do is you have to, with your nail polish remover, always like wipe off your nails with that before you start painting your nails. Because a lot of people have like oils trapped on their nail plate. And what happens when you apply polish over that is the oils underneath causes your manicure to chip off really fast. So always prep. And then I would also say super important to wait for long enough between each coat for your nails to dry. Because if you don't, then it just mushes, it chips easily. I know the waiting piece is like really frustrating. So like turn on Netflix, enjoy yourself, like don't rush it. And then of course a good top coat to like seal it all up. Top coat is like, I don't know, a shield, right?
Yeah.
Shield your manicure, it protects everything. So I would say those are my top tips for applying manicures. My list is probably 20. So.
No, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I literally just got my nails done like 2 days ago, and my technician, she does like she does what you just said. She removes it, I guess, before applying it, and obviously that's a given. I remove all of my previous nail polish, and then there's a lot of prepping. But it's funny because if I was to do it at home, I would just like remove it and then go straight into it. Wouldn't wait. But patience is definitely, I think, a key to doing your nails. How often do you do your nails? Do you get bored of the colors? Do you change it up? What's your routine?
Oh my gosh. So I actually rarely am wearing like a true manicure anymore because I'm always testing product.
Okay.
I usually have like 10 different colors on my nails. It's chaotic. And yes, I'm painting my nails probably every day because there's always something to test and give feedback on.
Oh my God, I love that. But I think when I saw you, you had purple on. It was
Yeah,
definitely a vibe.
then I like
Yeah.
really changed my nails beforehand. I was like scrambling and then I like changed my nails. And that was like the one time where probably in like months where I've had the same color on all 10 nails.
But and then the pictures on the website, are they of your hands?
Some of them are, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, you have nice hands.
Oh,
For, like you could be a hand model. I love it. Okay, so my podcast is called The City Confessions, and I would love to ask if you can share a confession with all of us. I know you opened up a little bit about the mental health aspect earlier on, but is there anything else that my dog is barking. Is there anything else that you would like to share? It doesn't have to be deep. It can just be like a fun fact or, something that people don't really know about you.
Oh boy. Ooh. Is there a category?
Like I think some people, it can just be either like a fear of yours, an insecurity. What else? Maybe something like people, let me think. Some of the questions I ask are like, what are some misconceptions you think people have about you? Or what are some things you wish people knew about you that they don't know? It could be like a guilty pleasure or anything of that sort. Just like a fun, surprising fact or a deep fact.
I could do both. Maybe I can start with like because of recency bias and this like move, fun, easy, lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like I am very obsessive about controlling my home environment. And I've been really into like interior design. I'm obsessive going down this like crazy rabbit hole learning about it. But I didn't know how crazy I was until I was on a Zoom call with one of our employees and I was explaining, yeah, I was supposed to set my tree up with my boyfriend, but I ended up setting it up last night because I had to measure ornaments to buy for the tree.
Oh my-
He was like, only you would be measuring ornaments and like getting the exact dimensions to make sure it fits the tree and then also making sure that there's enough ornaments for the tree and the colors are color coordinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a moment then of realizing, oh my God, that's exactly how I approach like space design and like my environment. I need to control every detail down to the T. But I think that stems from my ADHD. Like,
Okay, I was gonna ask if you have any Virgo in your chart because I feel like Virgos are like super just like type A and anal about like all the little details. But I guess yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, what was your other fact?
I guess the more like deeper confession thing is that I have ADHD and I think I really struggle in this world because of it. Everything in life is designed to work against someone who is not neurotypical.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that I work. I hate structure. I can't stand like the 9 to 5 schedule. I'm most productive when I feel really free, everything's spontaneous, and I'm up at 3 in the morning. And I still have not found a way to like reconcile like the fact that work requires structure and routine, but I feel like I do my best when I'm left to my own chaos.
I think structure can be perceived in different ways though. I think there's like the traditional sense of 9 to 5 or having this routine of when you wake up at, a specific time and you do your work. And then there's structure that works for you. And that can be chaotic structure because it's still structure. That's the way I look at it. And I think that's why I can't be confined in an office or be told what to do or be working for one person. That's just like not in my nature. Yep. That's why, like you said, the entrepreneurial side kind of found you. It wasn't like you tapped into that and searching for that. So I think, in my opinion, you're doing just fine, regardless of.
Thank you.
It's all like labels and like the way you perceive it. For
totally.
Sure.
Yeah, but like all the advice books out there, right? They're all like 10 steps to getting organized and stuff like that. And I read that messaging and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. So I love that you're embracing the fact that there's different forms of structure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. So then as we are wrapping up, I have a little fire round of New York City questions. So I have 5 New York City questions and you can answer it with one word or phrase that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. If you can describe New York City in one word, what would it be?
Chaotic.
What's your favorite thing about the city?
Diversity.
What's your least favorite thing?
Dirty.
What's your go-to spot?
Ooh. Juice generation.
That's a good one. It's healthy. And if you can thank New York City for one thing, what would it be?
Oh, in one word?
Yeah, or a phrase or a sentence.
The art. I
love that. So now it is your chance to plug away. I'm gonna have all of your information in the show notes. But as 2022, I was like, what year is it? It's coming to a close. What can you reveal about 2023 in terms of Mooncat's future launches?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I can't say exactly what yet, but everyone knows we did a collab with Disney Hocus Pocus. And what I can say is this isn't the last time we'll be working with Disney. There's going to be some really exciting, fun stuff coming up for 2023. And also for the people that keep asking us for more greens. I love green as a color.
Yes, it's my color right now. Yes. I have like green. Yeah, I love it.
I love green, but yeah, we have more green stuff coming up. Always
amazing. And then my last question for you, Michelle, is what is the one thing you love most about yourself?
Probably my creativity.
And I love that as well. I think Mooncat is like such a great example of a creative brand that is just trending and breaking rules and just doing it all. So thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank
For
you
those
so much.
listening, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you follow Michelle and Mooncat and order their products because I promise you they are life-changing. I'm obsessed. Like my past 5 nail polishes have all been from Mooncat. Thank you again so much. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Feel free to share it with a friend, and I'll talk to you all in next week's episode. All right, bye.